you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Cool. So I'm here with, your name is?
Colin.
Colin.
Nick.
What do you guys play?
Music.
What instrument do you guys play?
Guitar.
I play bass.
All right, cool. So started off, what makes you guys' music different? What sets you guys apart? There's a lot of music out here nowadays. What sets you guys apart?
Ooh. I don't know really. Probably nothing really. I think that's up to every listener to decide. Really, I mean, to some people we probably sound the same as everything else, and to other people we probably sound like alien music that they've never heard before in their lives. So I think it really depends on who you're asking.
What do you think? What aspect of your music you feel like is the most important? What's your favorite part of it?
It's probably the part that you can't really define. You know, it's like the same thing. Like, what's the most important part about you as a person? Just trying to make the example that there's something special about people, their personalities, their spirit, their energy, whatever. I think that's the most important part of our band. What our collective kind of personalities and energies make is something that I think if you took any of us out of the equation, it wouldn't be that anymore. And yeah, so that's kind of, I think it's not necessarily the sound that our guitars make or the lyrics or, you know, Anthony's vocals or whatever. It's kind of just that the other, like, something in the ether. I don't know.
So how did this all begin? How did the band begin?
Colin and Anthony, knew each other for a really long time, and I guess they pretty much started it together and kind of just brought in me, Brendan, and Steve kind of for different reasons, different times.
It's a lot more magical than Nick wants to admit. But
is it though?
What's the magical aspect of it?
Well,
what's so magical about this band?
Well, I mean, I could go on for hours just literally about the inception and the start of it, just because of how strange and kind of just interesting the whole thing was. But yeah, I mean, in essence, Anthony and I started it, but the band really didn't come to life until everyone was there. It was an amazing time when just Anthony and I were sitting in my parents' basement, writing the first couple songs and like skeletons of those things that eventually became Circa songs. But the days that I really think of as the beginning of the band was our first band house and us writing Juturna and working together every single day. And the interesting part is that 4/5 of the band all knew each other previously and had all traveled together in one way or the other in other bands and had experiences that crossed paths in one way or the other. And it's just really weird. The band that I was in before this with Brendan, This Day Forward, plays a very crucial, weird role in this band. I mean, we literally took over that band's contract on Ecovision, and I don't know that anything would be as it is today if, for example, the singer of This Day Forward had never said yes to a basketball game with Steve Reddy, the owner of Ecovision Records, at Hellfest, when I was still in high school, I think, So there's this weird chain of events that have all kind of led us here, and
it's weird how things turn out.
Yeah.
Like one little thing can end up, you guys are here.
Yeah, like that little basketball match somehow is partially responsible for everyone that's here tonight. And that's bananas. I mean, that's so weird.
What's a bad memory? What's your favorite memory from your first show? Or any bad...
Favorite bad memory?
For your favorite bad memory, you heard me.
That's like a weird
God,
catch-22.
Nick, I totally know what yours should be. But
do you?
Yeah.
I have like a few.
The one that just sticks out as being so funny.
What was it? Just say it. You should say it.
No, he should say it.
You should say it.
Was it El Paso?
Totally, dude.
Okay.
That was amazing. That's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, this is amazing. What are you talking about?
It's not, I mean,
It's only amazing if you know Nick, because
Right.
Nick is the guy who holds it down. Nick is the guy that you can always count on no matter what is happening.
You guys
It
are
was
that
just like
bad.
a really bad day, and my amp kept blowing up, and I was like replace fuses and like, all right, and then now my pedal board blew up and like changed power, and just like it happened like 4 times in one show, like within 2 songs or something, and then I just like lost it, and I think I like threw my bass.
You went through your bass and you walked out.
I ran out of the building and like ran down the street. The tour manager of Dredge, who was headlining that tour, like I ran past him and he's like, what?
Aren't you supposed to be
He's
playing
like,
right
are
now?
you guys done? Like, no.
Is there anywhere we can find video of that? Because that'd be awesome.
I doubt it.
Oh man.
There's probably like
Sucks.
50 people at that show.
How's the writing process been different since you guys were unsigned? You don't have a label, kind of telling you guys what to do for this new album, Violent Waves.
Well, to clear that up, like it's never like really about anybody like telling us, you know, what to do. Like that's not really the right way.
Especially not on Equal Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really the right way to
So-
put it. You know, I think if there was any like pressures or like thoughts of like doing certain things certain ways, I'd say 99% of that was all just internal pressure.
Yeah.
From us, just because, you know, we knew we were on, you know, a major label.
There's just a lot of, you know, like bands kind of have this reputation in general of butting heads with the people who are, you know, they're working with, and you know, having this strong vision and being difficult and all this stuff. And, you know, when we made the transition from Equal Vision to Atlantic, we knew that it was almost a cliche to have, like, you know, it fail because your band wants to be punk or wants to be like, oh, we're gonna stay true, us first label, even though they're paying for everything. And, you know, so we looked at it as like, all right, like let's go into this with the right mindset of like we're a team, and let's work together. Like if they have an idea for something, like let's hear them out. Like, you know, and same thing with us. We felt like, okay, well, we're equal partners in this, so if we want to do, you know, this as the first single, and they want to do this as the first single, and they have a better reasoning than we do, like let's listen to them and trust their instinct, because they do this for a living and we don't work singles for a living. So, you know, there's a lot of, you know, compromise, and often, you know, what Nick was referring to is that we're very giving. You know, like we want to say, all right, cool. Like we don't want to be difficult, and that's not to say that we don't have strong ideas and strong visions. So that's a big difference. Now we don't have to really consider that, because we don't have anyone paying the bills for us, and then hence having a say. Albeit, no one ever had a say that was like stronger than ours and above ours. You know, if we ever let someone have a say over ours, it was us, you know, deferring to them and just saying like, all right, cool, we'll trust you on this, we'll let you handle this or whatever. But now we don't need to do that. You know, it's all on us, and
So if you
know,
guys suck, it's all on you.
yeah, exactly. I mean, everything's on us, and that's why I guess I wouldn't really agree with the title of like unsigned. You know, I think unsigned kind of insinuates that we
Wanna be
either
signed.
A, can't get signed right now, or B, that we're trying to get signed, and it's neither of those. You know, it's kind of like we've chosen to release music independently on our own, and we probably will continue to do that.
So what was the idea behind the album artwork? Cause I feel like this is like freaking awesome. Like was it your guys' idea, or was it what's your guy's name?
Esau Andrews.
Esau Andrews. Doesn't he's done every album artwork for Circa.
Yes. None of us can tell you what goes on in that man's brain. You know,
It's crazy Asian guy.
he's a fantastic just reader of like our music and where like how it should be represented visually. You know, there really isn't much else to say about it.
Yeah.
He's just a genius, and
Just
we're very lucky to
yeah.
work with him, and very grateful that he stuck with us all these years.
Your new album just came out, and you guys obviously you had pre-orders for the album. And you guys have some pretty ridiculous high margin pre-orders, like $700, right? Was the top? $750.
That's a little short, but
Like, like how is that knowing that when you put that up, someone bought that? How did that make you guys feel, like knowing the dedication from your fans?
I'm scared.
Like putting.
I think it's a little bit of all of that, you know. Like, yeah, of course you're a little afraid that, oh yeah, you might put this up and then no one buys it. Like they buy it and they don't like what they got, or you know, there's all these or just like the outside perception is that we're so full of ourselves that we think we can price this stuff this high. But the reality of it is that you know, the market and industry has completely been demolished to a point where there are no rules anymore, and I think all of us have been very inspired and intrigued by the whole Kickstarter platform and the idea of tiers, like levels, and you know, because you know, we meet fans every day, and we meet certain fans that are like, you know, oh hey, I just came to see you, this is my first time even hearing you. And then there's people that have been at every single show that we've had in their city, some that travel to multiple shows, some that buy every piece of merch that we have. Like, you know, there are tiers of fans.
Just die hard, Circa, man.
And we've all experienced that on, you know, firsthand, being music fans and being complete, you know, fans of other bands and artists ourselves. So, you know, we really, after seeing all these different models and seeing certain ones work really well and having no negative feelings towards them, like by looking at them, we felt like we could do that too. Just had to like figure out something that, you know, all right, my favorite band, I think about them and I think about what would I want from them, and I think about like what could I really afford, you know, and then you think about like what's already out there and how it's priced, and just all these things, you put them all together and you're able to put together an option like that and put it out there in a very extremely limited way. I mean, the $750 thing was limited to 11. You know, only 11 people on the earth have that, and I think
that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's really special. You know, and yeah, it's totally. You know, I would totally pay $750 for the same exact thing from Radiohead. Like, I literally would. And, I don't know, it was really easy to justify it at that point. And I think also, for me, going through just the last few years of doing visual art and figuring out how to price my paintings and do all that kind of stuff, you start to just realize that, like, you know, I mean, money is really important, you know, I get that, and we really respect our fans' financial situations. They're all different, you know. That's why we even say, you know, if you literally are living day to day, week to week, month to month, and you're paying your bills and you have no extra money, like, we would never hold it against you. If you download our record for free, we don't look down on that. People that will go out and buy, like, 3 cups of Starbucks coffee a day, multiple beers throughout the week, like all kinds of disposable goods, but then think that they're too good to spend $5 on a download.
Yeah,
like I have a little bit of an issue with that. But
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but like everyone's different. I think we respect people's different situations, and some people can afford a $750 awesome package, and we want to be able to make that available.
Yeah, man.
And we also want to make sure that people can download our album for $5.
Yeah, it's like when you put it like that, like you could buy a Starbucks coffee for $5, even like ridiculous amount. You can go out and buy it. Starbucks coffee is gonna last you like what, an hour? Your album will last forever.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, and a lot of people see music these days as disposable, so we priced it as a disposable good. It's $5. You can afford it. If you can't, then that's okay. Be honest with yourself. If you can, that's it. You know, I think that's literally the bottom line, and some people will just never see music as something that they deem worthy of their money, you know, in that format, and that's okay too. Like we literally, whatever. Like that's how we feel now, you know? We're not going to sit here and whine about it because we're in an amazing position. We have amazing fans, and even if a bunch of them don't buy our music, they'll come see us live, and they'll pay to see us live, and they'll buy a t-shirt, and they'll tell 10 other people that like us, and maybe 5 of those people will buy it, you know?
Yeah.
There's no fairness scale there,
there's
you know?
a lot of variables like going about
Absolutely.
with all this kind of stuff.
We totally understand that, and you know, if everybody all of a sudden at once just gave up and stopped supporting us, maybe there won't be another Circa Survive record, you know, and we would never sit there and go, it's because of all you assholes. You know, it would just be the thing of like, all right, well then I guess it's just time to do it in a different way, or, you know, we would sit there and think about it, like what's the best way to approach the situation, and I mean, we are fueled by not only the fans' energy, but their money too. And that's why we try to give everyone something worthwhile.
Favorite tour that you played?
Nick?
Played?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably this one.
Yeah?
I don't know. It's always the one.
It's always the one you're on. You know, love the one you're with kind of thing.
Yeah.
The Saves the Day tour will always stick out to me as being a tour where we really learned a lot. And
how long ago was that?
That was a really long time ago.
2006.
Yeah. It was in the beginning stages of the band, like beginning when we were really starting to kind of climb the ladder and touring, and being main support for Saves the Day was just kind of like mind-blowing.
Because they've been around for so long, and they just
they were like, you know, some of us like our favorite band, and like just never thought that we would have that chance, and then to be greeted by them was such like warmth, and they were just so nice to us, and like big fans and really into what we were doing, and then they went from being like people that we looked up to like people that we could have a conversation about anything with in literally like a day. It went like this, you know, because they had this mandatory like band dinner thing that they did every first night of every tour, supposedly. That's their thing. But whatever, it was awesome. They were just kind of like, everybody has to go out to eat, and we went out, and I was just sitting there. I remember just kind of like looking at guitar player Dave, because I just always thought he was so cool and loved everything he did. And I was just like sitting across from him, just kind of staring at me, and I kept kind of like smiling, and he would look at me like, "Hi, Colin." And I was just like, "Hi, Dave." Like, oh my god, this is so weird.
You play guitar and you play bass. Mm-hmm. So what amps and heads and what's on your pedal board really? what kind of crazy stuff do you have?
Nick.
What kind of head and amp do you use?
Right now I'm using an Ampeg vintage reissue head and just like a 410. You know, pretty standard.
Yeah. You're playing bass, so you don't need to get too crazy.
I mean, you know, just
joking.
Just hang out. Just hang out and be inaudible, bro.
Just slapping the bass, really. That's what you're there for. No offense.
Yeah, I don't really have anything super fancy. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, you play Fender basses, right?
Oh yeah, what Fender P bass?
Yeah, just P bass, you know. Standard.
That's what it is.
Just know.
Bass.
Just basically using all the stuff that everyone uses mostly.
Yeah.
I play Fender Telecasters. Not because they give them to me for free or anything. I really wish they would.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Fender.
But I just love Tellies. I can't get away from them.
I have a Telly too. It's awesome.
I have a Marshall head, and I feel like Marshall and Fender Telecasters make this crazy awesome sound, and haven't really been able to get away from it. I play through a Somatone cabinet, and they are like a boutique kind of little tiny guitar company out of Jersey that we met a few years back, and they made us a couple heads. The heads are really cool too, but they're a single channel one. I like 2 channels. So I went back to the Marshall head, but I've run it through the Somatone cab, which I like a lot, and it's open back, so It's got a little bit of a different sound than, like, say, like a Marshall, you know, regular 1960.
What's your favorite piece of gear that you've ever owned?
My favorite's my old Ampeg head that I can't use because it's too unreliable.
Just it'll explode on you.
Well, probably.
Mine is the first guitar I bought in this band. It's just this American Fender Telly tobacco finish. I don't know, just can't get away from it. It sounds great.
If Colin starred in a TV show, what do you think it would be?
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Why do you think that?
That's awesome.
I don't know.
I'm Larry David.
No,
I mean, that's not
be like
necessarily a
someone
bad
that he encountered, and like I don't know,
like
just some weird awkward situation would happen between you and him. That's what it would be.
Reverse. What do you think Nick would be in?
God, I don't know. Probably like I could see you being on Workaholics or something. But not really. You wouldn't be. You would just work at Telemark.
And
You wouldn't be in like the main
IT
cast.
guy.
Yeah, you would be like somewhere in the universe of like, what's his face? Crazy dude. What's the crazy dude's name?
Not Jet Set.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you'd be like in between Jet Set and like, I don't know, one of the other Office pranksters.
Yeah. What's that black guy's name from that show?
Is he black though?
Is he though?
Dang it, I'm gonna lose so many views from that. If you could breed any two animals together, what would you breed?
I don't know.
What's the
Don't
two
think I-
animals that
don't
come
think
into
I
your
would.
head?
Dinosaur and my cat.
So, what do you guys want to say to your fans before we get out of here?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sweet.